More than a whānau. Day 20. Day 20 whānau on Optifast. Our week 3. Day 20. Yesterday I was 138.2. Today I'm 137.8. Which gives me me 0.4 kgs. Minus 0.4 kgs. Today. Okay, yesterday, yeah, my bloods are coming along quite nicely. I actually missed doing my bloods again last night because I usually do them about 10 o'clock, and I usually have my hot drink about 10 o'clock as well, but I didn't do either. So, interesting. There was something interesting I thought I'd try out just to see how it goes. I noticed every time I took one of those sachet drinks, the XL50s, I kind of wouldn't lose weight or I gained weight. So I just thought I'd try without it yesterday and see what happens. And when I did that, well, I don't know. My theory is that's where my weight started losing again. I'm not too sure because last week it was the same. I took the XL50 and I either sustained my weight or my weight went up a little bit. It did come down. But I thought yesterday, because my weight's kind of just sat there again, I thought, well, hang on, let's not have the XL50, let's just drink the water, let's see how we go. And I didn't have any XL50, I just drank water, just sipped it away as I was going along. And yeah, I don't know. Now I've got a 0.4 drop in my weight today. I'm not sure if there's a connection. I suppose it just needs a bit more tweaking out to see if that was the reason or if there was other factors involved. But I thought I'll give that theory a go, and at the moment it's proving me right that it might have been that, So yeah, but my sugars at the moment are sitting on 6s, which is really normal because the last time they were sitting on like 4. And that was really quite low, but now they're sitting on 6s. That's what those 2 tablets I've taken away from my medication regime, morning and afternoons. It was a really stinking hot day yesterday. I don't know, I usually hate the heat. I usually don't like the heat at all. Yesterday it was quite bearable. At work, just plodded along with what I needed to do. Yeah, I felt the heat, but not as much as I usually do. Yesterday, even though you get the air cons and that on at work, I would usually still feel the heat. Amazingly enough, everyone around me in my work were feeling the heat really badly. Well, not really badly, but they were feeling the heat worse than I was. So I thought there wasn't heat. I was like, oh, well. No, I just carried on plotting along with what I normally do at work. No, got home last night. I thought I was fine. The way I wind down is usually watch a bit of telly and just do that, and then all of a sudden I wake up at 11 o'clock at night Holy crap. So they're supposed to be relaxing, but they're over-relaxed. No, stuck with my meals. It was cool. It was cool. And it's nice to see that I'm in the 30s. I was telling a colleague at work that never been in the 30s on any of my other diets. In the 30s. Yeah, so cool.
Yeah, well, from yesterday I haven't lost any weight. I've just stayed the same, which is 77.7, and my goal weight is 70 kgs. If anything, I've been missing the products, but I 3 products. I had only the bar and the shake yesterday, but then I filled myself up with water and green tea and apple cider vinegar, honey and hot water, because those are kind of like energy drinks to me, having them hot and the green tea cold. That's how I prefer it. But yeah, I'm okay with the weight that I'm at right now. I'm not in a hurry to get down to my goal weight, only because I think in the background of my mind is that this is a lifestyle commitment, not where I set a goal and once I get there, you know, slowly go back to my old habits, because that's when it all begins.
It didn't work.
Yeah. It didn't work for us before, and now I'm wanting to make it work now, and that means changing food habits, changing how I eat, when I eat, what I eat. And yeah, that's what this program is teaching me, is making me more aware of those things as I take the products, because I know they're there for me to take them. But I've got other filler inners and yeah, and those things we chose for ourselves to be, only because they have different health benefits and because they're low calorie. So yeah, but this morning I'm having a dessert, which is what I'm supposed to have last night. I'm going to have that for breakfast, because that's really yummy if you get the lemon dessert, lemon cream dessert. That's really nice. Yeah, I fill my day up with my work and the products, and it makes it easier because I have less distractions of you know, going into town, for instance, and smelling all these nice food and getting those urges and watching other people. So I fill my day with working most of the time, but today I'm off the whole weekend. It's a long weekend and we're off. Both of us are off, so we're off to Hamilton. Yep, and just going to enjoy the day, carry on with the products as normal. And I'm quite happy with what's going on at the moment. I think once I get to my goal weight, I'll start, then I can start implementing a couple of, maybe a walk or two or a bike ride. Nothing strenuous, just another exercise on top of my work when I can fit it in. So it's not specific, it's just when I can fit it in. At least twice in the week, have a bike ride or a walk around the block added to my work regime, and that'd be good. And then continue with the products, because once I get to the goal weight, then it is weaning off the products, which I think is going to be easy for me, because I already I already don't have the 5 products I'm supposed to have. I have maybe 3 at the most, and then fill my other areas with green tea and the drink or water, which is good too because it flushes me out. and I feel good inside. Starting to see the difference. Well, actually I've been seeing it for a while, but seeing the difference in my body as my stomach slowly goes down. I can only see going up forward from here. So I'm all good. I'm not really meticulous on measurements at the moment, but tomorrow we have our weigh-in and measuring. Yes, we'll see the differences there. And that's me.
There was something that come up. I forgot. Oh, the meals. I've noticed now and then I miss a meal, and by shock, because like I said, during the beginning and during the whole thing, we lowered our calorie count. I've noticed I missed 1 or 2 meals here and there, and I'm still alive. I haven't died. I haven't crashed. So interesting. Still watching the food channels. I know for some people say it's a bad thing. For me, it's just giving me more tips on how to do things like broths. Because what I do is I have my Optifast soup in the morning, say about 10 o'clock, and I was thinking, well, if I done a nice broth, I'll substitute that broth for that soup that I'll have in the morning as a cup of tea. Then I have my bars at lunchtime. The other program be watching is, I don't even know how to say it, brawn, which is just a pig head all mashed up within its own broth with veggies and other herbs and stuff, and then it's put into the fridge to gel up or to bind together, and then slice it in bits. And I thought, well, I could use one of those as one of my bars because it'd have a lot of flavour, and yeah, I like flavour. So I was thinking with the soup I can substitute with the broth. With the bars, the Optifast bars, I could substitute that with a brawn or a slice of pig head, all mashed up together. This fella on YouTube, Scottish fella I think, sorry if he's not Scottish, but he makes a beautiful looking brawn. Because how we usually do it is we mix everything in, the fat, we just don't waste anything, the eyeballs, the brains, and I suppose with adding those things in it gives it a particular taste. But what this guy does, when he pulls everything out, scrapes everything of the bones, like the pig head, he'll pull out certain parts, like the brain, and he'll fry that in, he'll eat that separately. The eyeballs, he didn't mention the eyeballs actually, but I'm guessing he would pull that out and he'll kind of weigh up how much fat he wants in there and his bone. So he'll take some out, even the skin and stuff, and then he'll mix his broth and put it in the fridge, and you know, with a bit of seasoning, it'll look luscious. I suppose for us being Māori back in the day, don't waste food, the tongue, everything that's in the head goes in this brawn, and that kind of gives it a distinctive flavour. But the way this fella makes it, yeah, looks like something I could do. Pull out the brain, pull out the tongue, pull out the eyes, cook them up, have them for another meal some other time. Or give them away, because we're not into wasting food. Just interesting how they make broth, just from old chicken frames, old pig bones, all of that stuff. So I'm getting quite excited about that. So for me, watching the food channels, it is hard because there is food, but at the same time it's just giving me more knowledge on how to do things, especially to help me with my diet when I'm changing from the Optifast onto the calorie counts. So looking forward to that. I know I've got a bit longer to keep going with the Optifast, but hey, that's fantastic. So the more knowledge I get in these other areas, especially like calories, like I said, or like we said, we're going to get into calorie counting after this stage.
Yeah.
It's only a tool or a model at this stage to further our, well, kind of maintaining our weight, and just giving us an idea on what food looks like, or the quantity of food, how much that looks like, and how much we are able to eat. That's why we're going to rely on the calorie counting. Well, that's the theory behind us going on the calorie counting. And then after that, if we kind of master that, or after the 21 days of the habit change on eating foods, we won't be counting calories. We'll just be looking and observing the quantities of what we have and the types of food that we're eating. Hence the reason we're doing this stage first, get to where we need to be, calorie counting to maintain, or even to lose more if we have to, and then after that, just acting normal.
Yeah.
That's all. I don't know.
Yeah, I was kind of like on a smaller scale of eating. I've been thinking around still having 5 meals, but portioned, just as we're doing right now. Not that I'm having the 5 meals, because I actually get full on the bar. But yeah, 5 meals, and we've got an app called Yazio, which has different meals on it and the calorie counts for it. So I was thinking more like when I'm weaned off gone through the weaning stage of going off these products, because my mind is set on being used to the new weight, 70 kgs, getting used to being at that weight after being big for so long, having all this weight for so long. So my mind is seeing and adapting to that goal weight that I want to be, but also in maintaining it, I've been looking at smaller portions of fat burning foods, which will also keep the weight at its best for a longer time. So, you know, like blueberries and vegetables, and blueberries and vegetables and fruit when I want energy, and still sticking with the green tea, because that's actually delicious.
Doesn't mean that we're gonna go right off the Optifast. I was telling a colleague at work, he's starting on a diet similar. Just telling you to take your time, because for me it was mind setting. Before we started this, it took me about a month to mindset myself, just to say okay, and going on to this diet. Then I started bringing in the products. I started buying products before the time we started. I started thinking about the goal weight that I was sitting at, what that might look like, what's that going to look like, what's that going to feel like. So kind of mentally preparing myself before we came onto the diet. Yeah, because no food.
Yeah.
Literally no food. So kind of mentally, getting mentally prepared in that sense. So I was telling my colleague just to take your time, because I think that if I wasn't mentally prepared, if I didn't have all the products on me, if I didn't empty out all my cupboards and fridge, I think I would have went backwards and forwards on the diet.
Yeah.
But because everything's here, I suppose another factor is because my wife is also on it. That helps, and it's only us two in this household at this stage. Yeah, there's factors that builds up to it. But I suppose my first comment at the start of this was not gonna give up entirely on the products. Yeah, gonna wean off. But I just found, like yesterday I said, how it was convenient having certain things made up. So if I think about my broths and my pig head as substitutes for my bar and my soup, or maybe I might just take me a shake, or I might just take me an extra bar for later. You know, having that product there because of the ease of it. So I can carry it with me. Like, I'm usually out of work if we've got jobs on, I'm not actually in the facility that we work in, so I've got to have something that's movable with me. So having a bar is fantastic. All I have to do with having a bar is have a drink of water as well, because those things whew, those things are quite dense, filling, nice. They are, well, from our perspective, well, from my perspective, they're nice. But yeah, you got to have a drink of water when you're eating those bars. But what I'm saying is, not going to give up entirely on the products because of the ease and the efficiency I can do with them.
The bars are actually quite nice, and yeah, they may we might have them as a just like Hemi said, a convenience. There's no preparation time really. Just have it there, open the packet, eat.
At the glove box, at work, just sitting there.
Yeah, so...
Instead of a chocolate bar, or instead of a lolly.
Yeah.
It's just, here we go, sweet. Yeah. Instead of going to McDonald's because it's so convenient. Nothing bad about McDonald's, I love McDonald's.
Yeah, so there you go. You can also make good foods for you convenient. Not have to go to McDonald's or KFC or anything like that. And it is quite amazing that the body doesn't necessarily need to have as much as we think it does, but we all work differently in our bodies, and yeah, and also it is another good point that Hemi brought up about preparation in the mind first before you start the program. You have to already see yourself there at your goal weight, in your mind at least, and then prepare yourself for getting there before you even start. That is the starting place actually. I
was having trouble thinking that I could be at 90 kgs. It took me a few weeks to get my head around it. 90 kgs, what's it going to look like? What's it going to feel like? 90 kgs. But that was me, and it took me all that time to get there.
Yes, and if you look at it, the preparation and the planning and getting the resources, that's 50% already you, halfway there to your goal weight, really, if you look at it, because that's setting yourself up for success, you know. No worries. Like us, we decided not to worry about exercise. That's one set aside over there somewhere. We'll eventually come into the plan, but we don't have to do that now. The focus right now is on the meal, on the habit of eating, on the habit of choosing something that's good, on the habit of having it at a certain time, on the habit of not having to worry about you know, getting groceries or getting food, other food, and preparing it for your meals when you come back from a hard day's work. It's all convenient for you if you choose the right program for yourself. Optifast seems to be the one that's working for us, and it does help when you have somebody else that's doing it with you, your wife or your husband, because that will encourage you even more. You do it together, you push each other, you keep each other on target.
What did that? Have we pushed each other? I haven't pushed you. You just do it.
I don't know, sometimes maybe we might feel obligated that we stay on it because our husband is still on it, so...
For me, I know I've got a goal. It's nice because my wife isn't cooking a nice feed or coming home with burgers. That definitely helps. That she's not turning up with those things. Because I think that could easily sway me if she starts eating that way, and yeah. I suppose so. Yeah, it encourages me because that's not happening.
Yeah, that's right. It's not happening for either of us. And when we're around our mokos and our daughter and her partner, or any of the other mokos and their partners, it's harder. It's harder there because, you know, they're all eating those foods, and
because that's their choice, that's their lifestyle. We're not there to change them.
No,
we're here to change us,
and they're seeing it. And I think once they see the results of us going through this and succeeding, then it might help them to put in place some changes for themselves. Not that they're needing to, but yeah. But it is working for us. Optifast is working for us, so we're going to keep on track until...
Still, I'm still having those urges for food. That's not disappearing. I'm still having urges for food. When I go into our town in Whakatane, when I have to go and do odd jobs in Whakatane, in the township, I have to pass certain takeaways like McDonald's, KFC, Burger King, and like we all know, when you pass these certain odours or smells that come with that, and every time it's sort of, ooh, wow, that smells nice. Not kidding ourselves that the food isn't there and that it's not easy. Passing all those and not thinking about it. We're human, we're going to think about it. Yep, we're day 20, we're still going. Awesome journey, a lot of things learning from it, a lot of things like how I said we're up and down this week, we had arguments and stuff like that, and now just reflecting on that, on how a comfort after an argument is food, and kind of never turned that way, just stayed on, stayed on the products, and yeah,
that was me too. I could have done that so easily, but that wasn't my thing, it was my work. My work is the thing that got me focused, kept me focused on the diet, and off the argument that we had. I just kept myself on work, and so yeah, that's been happening for a couple of days actually, and yeah, I don't let go so easily, I found.
Just a huge thing, the mental game is huge.
Sure is. Yeah.
That's like with the foods, the takeaways and stuff like that, going to markets, being around others, grandchildren.
Social events as well. And it's going to be the same when we're off this diet, and when we're not completely off, we'll still be using some of the products, but when we've reached our goal weight and we're maintaining it, it's still going to be the same at social events. So it's weighing up, it's still having a conscious mind of what you're eating and when you're eating and how much you're eating, but then you're going to have all this nice food. So it's still weighing up in your mind, it's still there in your mind, you know, not overindulging, enjoying the food, enjoying food.
Don't kick yourself if you don't make the mark. Like we're sitting till the end of the month, and then we're gonna reassess things. Don't ever kick yourself that you're failure or anything like that. Get back on that horse, get back on that bike, do it again. We're only human. We're trying this. We've done a little bit of research about what to do, like, you know, emptying out our cupboards, emptying out our fridges. We only got the one fridge, but there's nothing in there, there's no temptations for us. We do have shops just across the road, it's just literally just across the road, and we've got a band of shops across there, superettes, fish and chip shops, pizza shops, kebab shops, and they're just next door to us. So even though we empty out our fridge, we still got that temptation next door.
Yeah.
However, don't kick yourself if you decide to have a meal. Just human. We're just human. We've set up ourselves to try and eliminate all those factors where we get tempted. Emptying out our cupboards, doing it together, working,
Yeah.
Telling people around us, stuff like that, just because research shows that it's best to empty out your cup. It's best to tell people what you're doing. You know, you're going to have those that encourage you, then you're going to have those that discourage you. So it is a big mind game.
You might look a little bit antisocial too when you come around, come to events or go